Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from.
I'm about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments. There will be anything. It will be me addressing you guys.
Get ready for some serious drama as we dive into the chaotic world of Dalton, Illinois, where Mayor Tiffany Henyard is making waves, and not in a good way. Henryard, the first female mayor of this small town, is at the center of one of the most outrageous political scandals you've probably never heard of. But trust me, after hearing about it, you'll want to know every detail. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride.
Inside I am from the United States District Court.
Despite the weight of multiple investigations and serious allegations surrounding her tenure, Tiffany Henyard, mayor of Dalton, Illinois, has announced her intention to run for re-election. This shocking decision has left many puzzled, considering the ongoing scrutiny over missing public funds, financial mismanagement, and accusations of unethical behavior. However, Henyard's rise to power in 2021 was seen as historic as she became the first woman to hold the mayoral office in Dalton. Her campaign was built on promises of transparency and reform, which initially sparked hope among residents. But things quickly took a turn for the worse. Allegations of financial mismanagement surfaced, and it was revealed that Henyard may have misused taxpayer money for personal gain. Her administration, once celebrated for its potential, soon became plagued by controversy, from reports of questionable spending to legal battles over her removal from the Democratic ballot. Personal financial troubles, including unpaid rent and disputes with her landlord, added to her already embattled position. Despite these growing challenges, Henyard remains determined to fight for her political survival. Some argue that she is desperately trying to salvage her career and rebuild her credibility, while others see her decision to run again as an audacious attempt to regain control. However, critics are unconvinced. With the town's financial situation in disarray and ongoing investigations by the FBI, including alleged bribery and favoritism in awarding public contracts, Henyard's re-election bid has raised serious questions about her leadership and integrity. The tension surrounding her campaign has only escalated as accusations of corruption continue to mount. Instead of stepping back to reassess her approach, Henyard has doubled down, defying critics and legal challenges. The FBI investigation is still ongoing, and it remains to be seen whether Henyard can turn the tide in her favor or if this will be the final chapter of a controversial political career. The town of Dalton stands at a crossroads, and the stakes couldn't be higher for both Henyard and the community she serves.
We made sure they had one, and we also told our political affairs due to the fact they had several ways to exit.
Tiffany Henry's political career in Dalton has become embroiled in a whirlwind of controversy, scandal, and legal battles, creating an unprecedented level of dysfunction within the village government. Her defiance of court orders, personal betrayals, and accusations of misusing public funds have all come to light in recent months, further fueling the chaos surrounding her re-election campaign. Amidst this turmoil, Henry remains resolute in her determination to retain power, doubling down on her efforts to stay in office, regardless of the mounting challenges she faces. One of the most shocking aspects of Henry's behavior is her blatant disregard for court orders that bar her from making key appointments without the approval of the village board. Earlier this year, a judge ruled that Henry was not authorized to fill critical positions such as police chief and village attorney due to her failure to seek proper board consent. Yet, undeterred by the ruling, she proceeded to appoint individuals to these positions without the necessary approval, leading to yet another legal showdown. Her blatant defiance of authority only deepens the dysfunction in Dalton as she frames the entire situation as an orchestrated attack by the village trustees. This escalating political drama has further strained the already fragile relationship between Henry and the other members of the local government. Adding fuel to the fire, Henry's personal life has also come under intense scrutiny, with rumors swirling about her relationship with a man who has become central to her personal and professional turmoil. In a stunning twist, this man, her own boyfriend, took the stand against her, providing testimony that exposed her alleged misuse of public funds. He accused Henry of using taxpayer dollars to fund personal indulgences, such as vacations and luxury dinners. The betrayal was staggering, as he divulged intimate details of their conversations in which they allegedly discussed how to use village resources for personal gain. This revelation has added an entirely new layer of scandal to Henry's already tarnished reputation as her personal and political worlds collide in a public spectacle that has left both her supporters and detractors in shock. Despite the growing legal and ethical issues surrounding her leadership, Henry has refused to step down from her re-election bid. In fact, she seems determined to push forward with her campaign, employing controversial tactics to maintain her grip on power. One of the most contentious strategies she has employed is the use of public events, such as Christmas toy giveaways and Halloween parties, to gather personal information from residents. While these events are presented as community-building efforts, participants are required to register with their phone numbers, addresses, and other identifying details, raising concerns that Henry is using these events to build a voter database that could be leveraged to influence the outcome of the upcoming election. Critics have decried this as a manipulative tactic, accusing Henry of exploiting the goodwill of the community during the holidays to create a loyal voter base. The public backlash has been swift and severe, with many questioning the ethics of using public resources for personal campaign gain. Compounding the controversy, Henry's re-election campaign has taken place against the backdrop of a financial crisis in Dalton. Reports indicate that the village is facing a deficit of over $3 million, yet Henry appears more focused on her political survival than on addressing the financial turmoil. Her refusal to address the village's financial issues has raised alarm bells among residents, who see her actions as an indication of her priorities. Instead of taking responsibility for the fiscal mismanagement that has led to Dalton's financial woes, she has doubled down on her re-election bid, positioning herself as the victim of a political smear campaign orchestrated by her rivals. Through cryptic social media posts and rallies to her dwindling base, Henry has attempted to frame herself as an underdog fighting against unfair attacks. However, her once solid support base is rapidly shrinking, with many former allies and even village trustees distancing themselves from her. One of the most alarming findings in this saga is the audit conducted by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, which uncovered millions of dollars in missing receipts and raised serious concerns about how Henry has managed the village's finances. Despite this, Henry has pressed forward with her re-election campaign, attempting to deflect criticism and cast herself as the victim of a larger conspiracy. She has ramped up her legal battles, suing village trustees and accusing them of holding illegal meetings outside of Village Hall to undermine her authority. These power struggles, fueled by infighting, have paralyzed Dalton's ability to function effectively, leaving the village in a state of political gridlock. As Henry's legal and political battles intensify, residents are left to grapple with the fallout. Some view her refusal to step down as a desperate attempt to avoid taking full responsibility for her actions. Many commentators have remarked that if she does not run for re-election, it will be seen as an admission of guilt regarding the mounting evidence against her. However, it's clear that Henry sees her re-election bid as her last chance to salvage her political career, no matter the cost. Her ongoing legal struggles and controversial tactics have led many to question whether her re-election strategy will be enough to secure her political future, or whether the mounting pressure will eventually force her to face the consequences of her actions. At this point, the situation in Dalton remains in a state of uncertainty and chaos. The more Henry fights to hold on to power, the more entrenched she becomes in legal battles, fueling further public resentment. Whether her re-election campaign will succeed or if the web of legal and ethical issues surrounding her will ultimately bring her down remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that this political drama is far from over, and the people of Dalton will continue to navigate the stormy road ahead, questioning how much longer they can endure the dysfunction that has gripped their village.